is your sister, is your relative, that person at the workplace, that person at that school, is your colleague. For love's sake, you must learn to focus on the relationship. The relationship is more important than what they are doing. What they are doing is like a passing wind. Very soon, the storm will be over. Very soon, the rain will cease. Very soon, the wind will cease. But that person is still important. For love's sake. For love's sake. Judas, I want you to know, I can defend myself. I have power to set myself free. I have power to fight back. I can just call for angels and they will come and fight for me. But for love's sake. Judas, I want you to understand that I am in this world, but I am not of this world. I am invisible. I have supernatural power. I can even disappear, but for love's sake. Because even me coming to die is for the sake of love. It's because of my love I have for humanity. So Jesus' motivation was love. So for love's sake, I permit it to happen. I could have stopped this thing from happening, but I have to go through it for love's sake. Because it is in my dying that others will live. It is in my dying that others will come to the saving knowledge of God. So for love's sake, I am ready to go on the cross. For love's sake, I am ready to be put to shame. For love's sake, I am ready to be scourged. For love's sake, I am ready to be triumphed and to be mocked. I am ready to be spat on for love's sake. Wherefore, seeing that we are compassed with so great a cloud of multitudes, let us lay aside every sin and the weight that doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, and he despised the shame, and he sat down at the throne, at the right hand of the throne of God the Father. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, and he made his grave with the wicked. But for love's sake, his motivation was love. You and I are here for love's sake. If not the love that Jesus demonstrated for us, you and I would not have been here today. For love's sake. If not the love we have seen so many times. If it was in the Old Testament era, God would have struck us down. But for love's sake, God preserved you. For love's sake, you are alive. For love's sake, you are where you are. For love's sake. God said, I look at these people and I see a sinful generation. I see a lustful generation. I see a generation that has deviated from my God. I could have wiped them away like in the days of Noah. But for love's sake, I will keep them on the earth. For love's sake. For love's sake. If it was in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, once you sin, you are stoned to death. All of us would have been dead, but for love's sake. For love's sake. Before Jesus could finish talking, Peter took up a sword. Cut off somebody's ear. And somebody's ear was on the floor like butterfly. Running. And then Jesus came and took that ear and fixed it back. Jesus, these are people who have come to attack you. And your disciple is showing loyalty and has fought for you. And Jesus, you have betrayed your disciple by fixing that ear again. Jesus said, Peter, look at me. I am not foolish, for love's sake. For love's sake. Peter, I know you are defending me. Peter, I know you love me. Peter, I know you don't want me to be arrested. Peter, I know you are showing that you are with me. But Peter, for love's sake, permit me to do this. So Jesus took the ear and fixed it back. In other words, let's not rejoice when we see our enemies going through pain. Let's not rejoice when we see our enemies going through difficult times. Let's not rejoice when we see our enemies suffering in life. For love's sake. They may be your enemy. They may be your critics. But don't rejoice in their downfall. Don't rejoice in their shame. Don't rejoice in their pain. Don't be excited when you see them struggling. Don't be excited when you see things messed up in their life. For love's sake, you can be happy, but choose not to be happy when they are going through difficult times. For love's sake. For love's sake. He took the ear and fixed it. Then he turned to Peter. He said, Peter, put back your sword. Number one, those who live by the sword, they die through the sword. Their gossip is a sword. If they attack you with gossip and you also attack, you will die through gossip. Their violence is a sword. If they use violence against you and you also use violence, you will die through violence. All the things they do to make life uncomfortable for you is a sword. If you use that same weapon, you will die through the use of that weapon. Don't you know that we are in the flesh, but we do not war after the flesh? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. Our weapons are righteousness, peace, love, and joy in the Holy Ghost. Amen. When they hate you, use the weapon of love. When they persecute you, use the weapon of love. When they betray you, use the weapon of love. When they stab you, use the weapon of love. Because love is the strongest weapon on the face of the earth. Amen. For love's sake, you have the power. But for love's sake, you have the sword, but put it back for love's sake. Don't use that sword, Peter, for love's sake. Put back your sword, Peter, for love's sake. Keep quiet for love's sake. Ignore it for love's sake. Let it go for love's sake. Peter, put back that sword. Haven't you heard all my messages on love? And why do you take out the sword and cut off somebody's ear? Have you created a human being before? Have you created an ear before? Why do you take off somebody's ear? For love's sake, Jesus took it and put it back. He said, Peter, for love's sake, put back the sword. Somebody must learn to put back the sword. Somebody has lifted the sword already and they are about to strike. They are about to revenge. But God is saying to you this morning, for love's sake, put back the sword. God is saying, my son, my daughter, for love's sake, ignore. For love's sake, let it go. For love's sake, choose love above everything. Put back the sword. Amen. Amen. If you insist, I must also pay back. I have to fight back. They have to pay for what they have done to me. It will be tit for tit, an eye for an eye. So he said, put it back. Somebody must put back the sword. Tell your neighbor, put back the sword. Say, put it back. Put it back. Say, for love's sake, put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Don't attack your enemies with the same weapons they attack you with. Because number one, they are more experienced in the use of that weapon more than you. Peter, all through your life, you have been a fisherman. When did you learn to use sword? These men have been fighting. These men have been using the sword all through their life. How dare you confront them with the sword? They will kill you because they are more experienced in the use of sword more than you. That is why when David was going to fight Saul, Goliath, David said to King Saul, I have not proved this weapon. I cannot go to Goliath with this thing called sword, with a shield, with staves. I cannot go to Goliath with all these weapons, with your armor. But I have a weapon which Goliath does not know. Our weapons are not in the flesh. Our weapons are spiritual. And the Bible said David picked 5 smooth stones which represented the grace of God. Your weapon is the grace of God. And Goliath did not know that weapon. And that weapon was enough to bring down Goliath. Don't fight back using the same weapons they use. Amen. Don't use their weapons. If David had gone to Goliath with a sword, Goliath would have killed David. But David took a stone which Goliath did not know. And that stone was enough to bring down Goliath. Don't fight your enemies using their methods.
Amen.
Don't fight using their techniques. Don't fight them on the same level they fight you. Use a different method they are not used to. Go on your knees and let God fight for you. Go on your knees. Pray. Use the weapon of prayer and laugh. And let God win the battle for you. So put back the sword. Because those who live by the sword, they die by the sword. You see, one man that died by his own sword was King Saul. That sword was supposed to be used to kill King Agag, the king of the Amalekites. But he spared the sword. He spared King Agag and focused on the wrong person by the name of David and was hunting David's life with that own sword. But in the battle of Gilboa, Bible said when he saw the enemies coming after him, he thought that was the end of his life. So he fell on the sword and died on the mountain of Gilboa, his own sword. And then he said to one man, I don't want to be killed by an enemy, so slay me so that I know that I'm dead. And then when David came, that man who cut off the head of Saul, he knew that David was an enemy to Saul. So he came to David, telling David that your master has died. I just cut off his head, thinking that David will rejoice. David said, David said, Saul hated me so much. Saul never loved me. Saul was hunting for my life. But for love's sake, I cannot rejoice that Saul is dead. Now David was so sorrowful. And then he made it. He said, ye mountains of Gilboa. He said, tell it not in Gad, neither publish it on the street of Ashkelon, lest the Philistines hear this and they mock us. He said, ye mountains of Gilboa, there shall not be rain nor dew on you. For on thee the Lord's anointed was slain as though he were a nobody. And 3,000 years ago, David made that declaration. And until now, it can rain everywhere in Israel, but it never rains on the mountain of Gilboa. There has never been rain because of the words that David uttered. It was for love's sake. It was for because of his love for Saul. For love's sake. David could have congratulated a man and said, oh, thank you so much for killing Saul because Saul hated me. David could have said, clap for the man, because I give the man sheep, goat, and possession. But David said, for love's sake, I cannot rejoice that Saul is dead. For love's sake. Goliath will be throwing the spears. David will always be dodging. Sometimes all you need to do is to dodge. All you need to do is to dodge. One day David got a perfect opportunity to kill Goliath. Saul was asleep. And David came into his tent and would have killed him. David cut a part of his cloth. And when he rose, he showed him, he said, look at you. I had the chance to kill you. But I told myself that I will not slay the Lord's anointed. For love's sake, I chose to spare your life. I know that if you had the opportunity, you would have killed me. Now I have the opportunity to kill you. But for love's sake, I choose not to kill you. For love's sake. It's not everything you can say for love's sake. Hallelujah. Amen. There are things you can just say about people, and then it will bring them down. It will tear down their reputation, and nobody will take them serious again. But for love's sake, you can choose to keep it to yourself. Put back your sword. Those who live by the sword, they die through the sword. Now King Herod was a man that lived by the sword. Now we have seen Saul who died on his own sword. King Herod, when he heard that Jesus was born, he gave a decree. He said, kill all babies who are under the age of 2 with a sword. And it was executed. In Matthew chapter 24, it says Christ sat and said, look at Herod's magnificent temple. I am telling you today, there is coming a time, not one stone will be left on another stone. They didn't understand, but Jesus was prophesying. 70 years after Jesus said that, there was a Roman military man by the name of General Titus Flavius Vespasiano. That man came and attacked Jerusalem and destroyed that temple that Herod had built. And he slew people with the edge of the sword. Those who live by the sword, they die by the sword. Listen, whatever we sow, we shall reap. If you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. Put back your sword. Number 3 reason why you have to put back your sword. Peter, I didn't ask you to fight with the sword. I can pray and God will send angels. God will send 12 legions. A legion is 6,000. So 12 legions is 6,000 times 12, which is 72,000 angels. And how many people were standing there? They were less than 5,000. And God could send 72,000 angels to come and fight for me. But I choose to go through it for love's sake. I have the power to defend myself. I have the power to fight back for love's sake, because love is long suffering, love is patient. I choose to go through it for love's sake. Sometimes you will have to suffer for love's sake. You will have to endure things for love's sake. For love's sake. Why would a mother go through pain to give birth to the child? Is that pain? Is it not painful? But for the love the mother has for the child, she has carried in her womb for 9 months. She will go through the pain for love's sake. I've never given birth before. I don't have a child, but I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. When you talk to women, they will tell you it's not. Some of them it takes them even a month to be able to walk properly. It's not easy, and they know it. But for love's sake, they endure the pain. There are things you have to endure for love's sake. Listen, no pain, no gain. No mess, no message. No trial, no triumph. No test, no testimony. Sometimes you need to go through it. Sometimes God will not always say yes. Sometimes God will say no. Jesus prays the Lord, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering bypass me. And God said, for love's sake, you have to go through it. Jesus prayed again. He said, God, I am in pain. If possible, let this cup of suffering. And God said, for love's sake, Jesus, you have to go through it. Then the third time, Jesus Christ said, Lord, if it is possible, let this cup of suffering bypass me. But nevertheless, not my will, but your will. I will go through it for love's sake. His assignment on earth was for the sake of love. He was a king. He came down as a nobody for love's sake. Beloved, you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, how that he was rich, but for our sake, he became poor so that we might become rich. He was despised. He was rejected so that we can be accepted for love's sake. He was despised. He was smitten so that we could be esteemed for love's sake. He was condemned. He was forsaken so that we can be accepted in the beloved for love's sake. For love's sake. So Jesus went through everything he went through for love's sake. So he said, I am ready to pay the price for the sake of love. Because me dying will be a blessing to somebody. Me dying, me to going through this pain will bless somebody's life. So for love's sake, I choose to go through it. So Peter, don't deliver me from my pain. Because anybody who delivers you from your pain has delivered you from your gain. Sometimes God will hide your crown in your cross. Did you hear me? Wherefore, God has highly exalted him and given him a name that is above every name, that at the mention of the name Jesus, every knee must bow, of things in the heaven, of things on the earth, and of things under the earth. But he had to go through the cross. That was the price he got after paying the price for love's sake. Sometimes these children you are bringing up, they are going to make you feel bad. Sometimes your children will treat you badly. They will disrespect you. But for love's sake, still see them as your children. A brother in the church can offend you, but for love's sake, still see that person as a brother. Jesus Christ was on the cross. He was in pain. He asked them for water and he gave him vinegar. And they pierced his side and blood and water came out. And Jesus Christ said, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He could have cursed them, but he said, Lord, for love's sake, I choose to ask you to forgive them. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. For love's sake. It was even on the cross, and even on the cross, there were two people with him. One on the right and one on the left. Then the other one was accusing him. You said you are the Son of God. You said you are this, you are powerful. Why don't you save yourself and save us also? And then the other one said, shut up. We deserve the punishment we deserve what you are going through because we did something wrong. But this man has done nothing. Then that man said to Jesus Christ, Lord, remember me when you get to paradise. Even on the cross, even in pain, Jesus Christ said, tonight you shall be with me in paradise for love's sake. Just because you are in pain doesn't mean that you must see everybody in pain. Just because you are going through pain doesn't mean you must cause everybody pain. Jesus said, I could leave you to rust, to die in this pain. But for love's sake, tonight you shall be with me in paradise. What a love. That is the love that saved us. For love's sake, Jesus said, let me go through it. I choose to go through it for love's sake. He died as an armed robber, but he was a king. It was for love's sake. At a point, his face looked so ugly that even God didn't want to look at his face. So whilst on the cross, the Bible said that when God saw the Son, God saw the iniquities and the filth of the world, and God turned his face. That was where Jesus Christ said, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My Father, why hast thou forsaken me? Because he felt like even God had forsaken him, because God turned his face. Because God couldn't look at his precious Son bearing all the sins of the world. So God had to turn his face. And Jesus said, God, why have you forsaken me? So he felt God had forsaken him. But after a few minutes, he lifted up his hands, his head up. He said, Lord, unto thy hand I commend my spirit. God, I feel like you're forsaking me now. But yes, I can still trust you with my life. I can still trust you with my soul. I can still trust you with my spirit. I can still trust you with my body. For love's sake. Say, Peter, put back the sword. And they came into Jesus. For love's sake. If you and I are going to walk in love, sometimes you must let go. If we are going to walk in love, we don't always have to think we have to be right. Man may be the head of the family, but for love's sake, sometimes just let it go. Woman, your mouth may be very sharp, but for love's sake, let it go. Children, you are more fashionable than your parents, but for love's sake, let it go. Parents, don't provoke your children into anger, but bring them up in the nourishing, in the admonition of the Lord. For love's sake. That person is the father of your children. For love's sake. Just ignore whatever they have done. For love's sake. God bless you. Amen.